Hollywood actor, writer, and producer. He's a comedian as well. He's back with a new movie, this time on Netflix.
The movie, it's A Fall from Grace. Film critic Pam Powell sat down with Mr. Perry and the cast to talk about the flick.
Thank you all for joining me today for WCIA. I appreciate that. Mr. Perry, when people think...
Mr. Perry. Mr. Perry. Please call me Tyler, darling. Tyler.
Very good. And I'm Pam.
Yeah. Hello, Pam. Pam, call me Tyler.
Tyler, dear. Can you tell me, when I think of your name, I think of the Madea films.
Yeah.
This is not Madea.
No.
Tell me about, this is the polar opposite, so tell me about what is the impetus for creating this very dark and thrilling, captivating film?
I'm a storyteller. I just want to tell all kinds of stories. You know, I have a sci-fi movie that I haven't done yet. I have a movie that I wrote in 1995 that's about a jazz singer, a Holocaust survivor. So I've got all kinds of stories. Madea was the forefront. She was the workhorse. She was the one that helped build the studio and solidify the brand. So I had to do those first. But now that I've managed to get to this place I've been trying to get to, I can tell all kinds of stories. So that's why I wanted to make this thriller and make it amazing and twisted and crazy and have these incredible women to help me pull that off, and it's been amazing.
And you do, and you create an amazingly twisted film that I did not see coming, a lot of the different twists, and we're not going to give anything away. But, Ms. Fox,
Crystal.
Crystal, okay,
Yes.
Crystal.
Crystal, that's Pam.
Hi, Pam.
Hi, it's wonderful to meet you.
Yes,
Your opening scene, we meet you behind bars, and I don't think I've ever seen a character, an actor, create such loss and hopelessness. I was in tears in the very beginning, just watching that performance. How do you capture that? How did you get in touch with that part of yourself or that character to portray that?
Most of the time, not most of the time, anytime I'm telling a story, I think that I'm telling it for someone else. If I felt voiceless myself at times, and I watched one time, I performed something, and it had happened to a person. The person stood up in the theater and wept out loud because something I did released something they couldn't release. So I think in terms of who can I not afford to miss when I approach a scene. And that despair, I know people have lived with. So I went looking for how to tell that story for someone else. That's how I went there.
And you did, incredibly so. Ms. Webb, with your performance... Brescia. All right, we're doing first names all the way then.
Yes.
All right, Brescia. Your performance and seeing, you know, you were a little hesitant with how confident you were, and you really captured that new lawyer kind of feel. How did you do that? You hit all the right notes without going overboard and overplaying anything.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Tyler shared with me a documentary before we started filming, Gideon's Army, which goes and tells the behind-the-scenes stories about public defenders and what they go through and the depth of how much they have to carry with them when they go home and when they're doing their job and fighting for their clients and how they're fighting for their lives, and they have so much that they carry with them. So I took that completely into it, the heart and soul of Jasmine and how hard it was for her, and me being looked at as a comedic actress, and I wanted to prove that as well, that I had what it takes.
Right.
I wanted to prove it to my boss. I wanted to prove it to Grace. And I wanted to prove it to myself.
Right, most importantly.
Yes.
Yeah. And Ms. Rashad, this is not the first time that you've worked with Tyler. No. What is it about his writing, his creative style, his ability to direct that really draws you to his films and this film in particular?
Each time it's different. Each time his vision is expanding. Each time his expression is expanding. He's venturing forth, and it's wonderful to be on the cusp of that with another artist. It's wonderful to be with that.
I love that.
And I have one last question. I could probably sit here all day and chat with you guys about this film and the creative process with it, but you really hit, Tyler, the nail on the head with being able to capture a woman, and I'm going to put air quotes around older because I think we're around the same age here.
Of a certain age, yeah.
Of a certain age, but you really capture the heart and soul, the internal thinking. How did you do that being a male? I was really impressed.
Really, you know, for me, I grew up at the hip of my mother, and I've watched her endure all kinds of things, and my sisters, and watched their relationships. So I'm the only boy in the house, and I felt great sympathy and sadness and empathy for them when they would go through these things, and I never could do anything because I was so young. But carrying that, anytime I'm writing a character that's female, my mother is first and foremost. She drops in my soul, first and foremost, some of the things that she went through and what I feel. So grace, there's definitely lots of grace that was in her when she was alive.
Thank you very much, all of you. I
Thank you.
appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks.